I grew up in Villanova, at the end of Wooded Lane in a cul-de-sac. We played flashlight tag, then spin the bottle, then a game that didn't have a name, but if it did, it might be called Steal Your Parents' Booze and Meet Me at the Path Behind the Wilson's House. When my dad died a few years ago, they were all there. The Kellys, the Walshes, the Connor boys, bawling their eyes out. So much had been shared. Every August, I left Wooded Lane for Camp Taqua in the Chesapeake Bay. I was a Pawnee Navajo, then a Chickasaw, then a Ute. Each village had cheers and chores, skits and dances and nightly devotions where we told each other secrets. The girls from Kentucky who curled their hair even in the heat because their mothers told them to. Jody from Delaware who took medication every day for seizures. My friend Jenny who wanted to quit swim team but wasn't allowed. We cried when we left each other. So much had been shared. In college, I was arbitrarily assigned to Gray Court, where we watched All My Children while we smoked each other's cigarettes and rewrote each other's papers and heard each other's stories. My mom's friend who slept in her bed when she was drunk. A girl whose father never paid his bills. In the pictures from graduation, we all have wet eyes. So much had been shared. Many years later, I was in the ER with my 10-pound baby for 72 hours. Meningitis. After a spinal tap, they rolled her into a room, and a mom named Monica leaned around the curtain and whispered, "Welcome to the neighborhood." We visited in the early mornings, got each other tea and graham crackers, admired the forms of each other's babies. 3 days later, when I hugged her goodbye, I choked up. So much had been shared. I would have thought that neighborhood required more history. I would have thought that if you x-rayed a neighborhood, you would see backyards and rectangle houses and driveways all connecting to the spine of the street. But it's not like that. It's just a circle, any circle, where there is contact, eyes and hands, where people aren't afraid to share a seat or a blanket, where we don't apologize if we touch by accident. The trick is that in order for us all to fit, we have to unhook the protective superstructures we live in, set them down and leave them behind, exposing an under-acknowledged quality of our nature, that underneath all that metal, we are soft as moss.
I'd have these visions in my head. Is she going to accept me when I lose my face? You know, is my kids going to still love me? Is my family still going to want to see me? When they operated on me, they took my forehead, they took my nose, they took my upper palate, they took my top lip. It was a very rare cancer.
The helplessness was, I think, the worst for me. It would come to me and say, "Kill me and get me out of my misery." Now that is torment.
I started praying a lot. I said, "God, I need to come out of this hole. I need to accept what happened to me." I remember sitting in the house and not going anywhere and peeking out the windows and hearing people laugh and have a good time. And I wanted that.
Every one of us wears a mask. His you can see. You can't see mine. My mask may be inadequacy. Yours might be something else. We all wear one, and I think sometimes we need to just take it off and be who we are. We're just people making it day by day, doing the best you can in whatever situation you're in. There were many times when Donnie told me to leave. He would be feeling so bad, and he'd say, just leave.
I just wanted you to have a better life than taking care of me all the time.
Well, there is no better life for me. You're my choice.
I know that now.
Okay.
Donnie and Sharon Fritz. How'd you guys meet?
McDonald's.
I became her Big Mac.
Who saw who first?
I saw him first. I was in a car and he It's the way he walks and the way he
Could you
looks.
walk for us, please?
Oh, I was walking. New York, y'all seen John Travolta, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, I had that pink bucket going on.
He
And
shook
you
his
stuck
head.
your finger out the window and went,
Well, I didn't actually stick it out the window. That's just the way he tells it. I was in the car and I went like, and he went, no. And so I said, okay. He did say you don't want me.
So it went like three more times, and then I went in, got something to eat, came back out, and then it was that finger again. So I thought, well, okay, let's go here. And I walked over and finally got to see her face to face, and I was like, oh Lord, this is gorgeous.
and how long ago was that?
Oh, we was back 21, 22, right?
Right on.
Yeah.
Congratulations on a long, great marriage.
Oh,
yeah.
we've not been married that long.
Oh, you haven't? It took a
No.
little while to get
It took
hitched.
a while.
Been together, yeah, it took a while.
Yeah.
And,
And how long ago did you have your surgery?
in 2002, I heard the news I had cancer. In 2003, I had the surgery. They kept putting it off. They gave me less than a 2% chance to live, so they thought I was going to die, so they just kept putting it off.
Wow.
And then they said, if you do live, you'll be like a 2-year-old. You probably won't be able to tie your shoes. So it was a big decision to make.
Yeah, we just tell them that you just popped up to the Hamptons for a little event in front of 300 people. So,
Right.
and you're a huge extrovert. Like a huge
Yes.
part of the adjustment for you was losing your access to your neighborhood when this first happened.
Oh yeah, I was a people person before that. I was like my dad. I never met a stranger, but after surgery, I didn't want mirrors in the house. I didn't want old pictures in the house. I didn't want to go out in public because I actually got out in public and I heard some people say stuff about me like, well, did you see that freak? It's not even Halloween, look at him. So
Yeah.
I got where I stayed in the house, but I miss so much being outside, in
Yeah.
the neighborhood with people. So I had to get back out there. I didn't know how I was going to do it. So.
Do you remember the first day you went outside?
Oh yeah, it was the weight of the world. Like I said, was off my shoulders. I went out in public and got to talking to people, and actually people had read about me in the newspaper and then see me on the news and stuff. So people would gather around me and ask me all kinds of questions, and I got back to talking to people and having fun with them. And I'm a jokester and like to goof off and stuff. I'll walk up and go, I know you, your name is, and they'll go, Bob, and I go, no, that ain't yet. I think I know my own name, so I love messing with people, having a good time, and laughing and having fun.
Yeah. And how does your marriage work around all this? How hard is it?
There are days when it's really hard because he's an extrovert, but then at home he is normal Donnie. I want him to be the outside Donnie, the Donnie that he is other times, but he's not like that all the time. Some days the pain takes over. He still has extreme headaches. He still has a lot of medical issues, and he's going to for the rest of his life. The doctor says now he has neuropathy in his head, and so that pain is crippling. He could be in a movie because it looks like someone's beating him up, and he's not being touched at all.
Like
Do you ever
being hit
sock
by
him?
an invisible man or something.
Yeah.
Struck by lightning, and I've been struck by lightning twice. So.
Yeah.
He has, yeah.
Did
But
you
it's-
know that you had this in you?
No, not at all.
Did you know she had it in her?
Actually, no. Cheryl was a shy person. She was a preacher's kid, actually, and I thought she lived kind of a sheltered life compared to how I lived. So I didn't think she was had that strength in her, but boy, did it come out. She's a very strong woman, very caring woman, very giving woman. She's a very beautiful woman. She is definitely a strong person. And also, she's a romantic. I could go visit my brothers up in Ohio, and I'll be unpacking my clothes and out of my underwear holds a note, I love you, or in my socks.
Oh,
Yeah, she'll want you back, can't wait to see you again. So she's very romantic. And I try to be romantic back to her. little stuff I do for her.
Well, you're a role model for all of us. Thanks